Magandang araw! April Marcas po, ang inyong pretty ate sa Edtech Unit. Alam ba ninyo na may webinar o online training session ng Edtech Unit tuwing Sabado? Ang araw na ito ay nakalaan para sa ating mga mahal na kaguruan upang turuan sila ng mga bagong kaalaman at kakayahan sa paggamit ng makabagong software at applications para sa pinaka-epektibong paraan at lubos mapaghusay ang kanilang paraan ng pagtuturo. This is also a refresher session for our beloved teachers to enhance their skills in technology. Every Saturday, we will conduct webinar sessions for teachers about the use, advantages, and relevance of different blended learning software applications. Ang webinar seryeng ito ay magsisimula ng alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali para sa morning session. Magsisimula naman ng alauna at magtatapos ng alas 4 ng hapon ang afternoon session. You can watch us in our DepEd Edtech Unit Facebook page, Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel, DepEd Tayo, and DepEd Philippines. Kita-kits tayo tuwing Sabado!
Magandang araw! Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na Pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Hello po, nakamute po kayo, tutor ay, nakamute po kayo.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Personal Development course, and this afternoon, I will be your tutor, Tutor A, for our ETUlay online tutorial, Quarter 3, Week 5. How are you doing? Kamusta po kayong lahat? I am hoping that you are all safe and sound sa kung saan man kayo naroroon. And if you are outside your home, do not forget to wear your mask properly. And of course, observe social distancing. Pero hanggat maaari, manatili po tayo sa ating mga tahanan upang tayo ay maging ligtas. And I am so excited for this afternoon because we are already in the week 5 for this quarter 3, and we will be talking about this afternoon the mental health and psychological well-being in middle and late adolescence. So do not forget, tuwing araw ng Webes, ikaw ang best. Samahan niyo ako sa ating Personal Development ETUlay online program sa ganap na 4:40 and 5:20 p.m. And once more, I am your tutor, Tutor A. And as we proceed sa mga susunod pa nating mga pag-uusapan, gusto ko munang bumati sa inyong lahat, lalo tigit sa mga nakasubaybay natin sa hapon ni ito. So gusto natin i-shout out, of course, si Ms. Rowena Singit. And she says, magandang hapon po, watching from Patola Elementary School. Magandang hapon po, Miss Rowena. And of course, si Kylie Zel Eugenio, na isang estudyante mula sa Aliaga National High School, senior high school student siya. Kylie Zel Eugenio, 11 yung 6. And of course, isa ring pagbati mula sa San Casimiro Nueva Ecija, Licab Annex, si Miss Winnie Tomas Tumaya. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat, and I am hoping na makasama ko kayo up to the end of our online tutorial session sa hapon na ito. Do not forget to give this live stream a heart react, and of course share it with your friends by mentioning their name. At sa mga magiging activities natin for the rest of our online tutorial session this afternoon, magiging active po tayo at magkaroon tayo ng interaction sa lahat ng ating mga pag-uusapan. So last time, we talked about how to deal with adulting and coping with stress during adolescence. At meron tayong mga iniwan sa inyong tutor assignment. Naaalala niyo pa ba kung ano ang lahat ng mga bagay na yon? So, I ask you to prepare a stress survival kit na bumubuo o naglalaman ng 3 mahalagang bagay na nakakatulong sa inyo for you to cope with your stress. And I am very much happy and grateful because for this afternoon, I will be sharing to you these 3 students, particularly from Aliaga National High School, who shared with me their stress survival kit. Kaya naman po sa lahat ng mga nagdadais na ma-flex natin during our online tutorial, you may do all of the activities that Tutor A will ask you to do. Pwede nyo siyang i-PM para ma-share natin ito sa lahat ng mga PERDEF learners na nakakasama natin tuwing araw ng Webes. So with that, let me show you kung sino-sino ba itong mga estudyante na ito na nag-share sa atin ng kanilang stress survival kit. So the first one is si Levi P. Nuda ng 11th TVLHA. So if you can see, one of the stress relievers sa kanya ay ang kanyang very, very cute na pet, no? And I'm pretty sure that most of us, no, isa ang ating mga alagang hayop sa siyang nakakapagtanggal ng ating stress. Kaya naman para kay Levi P. Nuda, amazing for that. And another one is, we also have lovely Mayvi Reyes. So, mag-classmate sila. At sabi ng ganun, isa daw sa kanyang mga stress relievers ay itong kanyang mga gadgets. Nowadays, natin lalo na sa inyo na mga kabataan, PERDEF learners, na may mga negative influences sa inyo ang gadgets. Tama ba ako? Lalo na kapag halimbawa ito'y nagiging cause para kayo ay magpuyat, para kayo ay hindi mag-focus sa inyong studies. But for lovely May, her gadgets, nakikita natin sa picture, ay nakakatulong para ma-relieve yung kanyang stress. So, amazing ka, lovely May. And for the last one, this is very much personal, no? For Angeline M. Soro ng 11 Humes 3, ang kanya daw stress relievers ay ang kanyang mga pinsan. Ang cute nila, no? So it's very true, no? Lalo na kapag halimbawa ang mga kasama natin sa bahay ay mga bata, di ba? Ang lakas makabagets kapag pinag-uusapan natin yung mga pinapanood nila on social media, or kaya yung tinatawag natin na si JJ. Kilala niyo ba si JJ? So for Angeline M. Soro, ang kanyang mga pinsan na nagiging stress relievers niya. So kayo, mga nagiging stress relievers ninyo at bakit yun ang inyong napili. So as we proceed, pwede bang magbasa nga ako? Ilan sa inyo ay mayroong mga sagot sa ating katanungan before we proceed? Ayan. So isa ring pagbati, no, mula kay Ryan De La Corta. Hi po from 11 Humes, okay, from Galvan High School, Gimba, Nueva Ecija. Isa rin namang pagbati mula kay Charis Dasig ng 11 Humes 3 from Aliaga National High School. Ako, very good ata ang mga taga-Aliaga National High School. Isa ring pagbati mula kay Jonah Vasalio, watching from Salupungan National High School, SDO Bulacan. And of course, these students who have just shared with us their answers or their stress survival kit, no, ay ginabayan at pinangunahan ng kanilang teacher, walang iba kundi si Ma'am Marie Chris Ora de la Cruz from Aliaga National High School, Cabanatuan. At isang mensahe ang nais niyang ipatid sa atin at sabi niya, sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya, mananatili ang kauuhawan sa kaalaman at bilang guro, kaisa ako sa pagpapayabong nito para sa isang dekalidad na edukasyon. I would like to thank Ma'am Marie Chris Ora de la Cruz for guiding and supporting her students kahit na nakakaranas tayo ng ganitong pandemya, that there are so many challenges in the new normal education, pero dahil sa kanya, bilang isang guro, nagkakaroon ng pag-asa ang pagbibigay natin ng dekalidad na edukasyon. Once again, thank you so much, Ma'am Marie Chris Ora de la Cruz, and to all of your students who have shared with us this afternoon their stress survival kit. So now let's proceed to the review of the previous session. There are 4 questions that will be flashed on screen, and you will just simply select your answer by identifying if what kind of stress does each item refer to. If you know the answer, you may type it on the comment box. The question is, handa ka na ba? So let's do this. For the first item, all together, virtually, let's read it. An individual experiences this kind of stress when overworking or is pushed beyond his or her capabilities. So, is it eustress, distress, hyperstress, or hypostress? If you know the answer, I'll give you 3 seconds to type it on the comment box. Go. All right. So if your answer is C, you are correct. Hyperstress is a kind of stress that an individual encounters or experiences when she is so burned out with the work she or he has on plate. And basically, ito yung mga masyado nang nag-overwork kung saan man sila punta or kung saan man sila nag-work. So, very good, Rose Depeño. Very good, Josephine Marin Landayan. And of course, very good, Carmelo Ramos, the second. Thank you so much. Now, let's proceed to the second item. It is a negative stress arises because our normal routine is constantly altered and adjusted. The keyword is a negative stress. What is your answer? Your 3 seconds, go. All right. So if your answer is B, distress, you are correct. So distress is a kind of negative stress that we encounter when there are certain changes or adjustments in our lives. So ito ay negative stress na nag-a-arise sa ating mga buhay if those changes come along our lives, no? So, good. Rose Deteño, for your answer, thank you po. So let's proceed with the next item. It is a kind of stress that positively affects our activities. Yes, there is this what we call a positive stress. Kung kanina, negative stress, so ibig sabihin, hindi pala lahat ng stress ay negative, meron din palang positive stress. So what do you call that kind of stress? All right. So if your answer is letter A, you are correct. We call that as eustress. And for the last item, it is developed in situations when individual is bored, doesn't face a challenge, and lacks enthusiasm. Dahil yun na lang ang option na hindi pa natin napipili. Therefore, the correct answer is letter D, hypostress. So I am hoping that you are able to recall our past or previous session last week talking about how to deal with adulting and coping stress as an adolescent. And for this afternoon, I'm so excited to share with you our topic. But then, let me give you first the objective for this session. So the first one is, at the end of this session, you should be able to understand the concept of mental health. Determine some steps to improving mental health and well-being. And the last one is appreciate the mental health and well-being. That is very important to an adolescent. So the question is, are you ready? If you are ready, make it sure that you have with you your PERDEV Starter Pack Kit. And your PERDEV Starter Pack Kit consists of your pen and paper. Check. your module. And of course, for this session, we will use the module from SDO Bataan. Marami pong salamat sa lahat po ng mga bumubuo ng ating SDO Bataan sa inyong pahintulot sa amin. Gamitin natin itong inyong module for this afternoon session. And of course, to all of our PERDEV learners, do not forget to flex your favorite tint. And to all the boys, do not forget to flex your nice hair wax. And of course, at the end of the day, you should have with you your heart. Because, sabi ni Aristotle, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. So this time, may PERDEV learners, let's talk about the mental health and psychological well-being in middle and late adolescence. So, before tayo magpatuloy, isang munang pagbate mula kay Henry Gavino. Good afternoon po, watching from Lambaki National High School. From Alfonso Macapagal ng 11 Yung 6. Hello, anak! And of course, isa ring pagbate mula naman kay Mary Jane Simbrana ng 11 Yung 6. And dyan, A. Nasino ng 11 Yung 6. Nako, very good yata ang mga 11 Yung 6, no? So as we continue, have you ever heard the words, the power of mindset? No? Ano nga ba ang kapangyarihan ng mindset? Well, we have this example na kung anong nasa isip mo, yun ang gagawin mo. Tama ba ako? At kung ano man ang laman ng isip mo, yun ang magre-reflect sa iyong behavior. Because the right perspectives give us the right choices. And if we have the right mindset, it will reflect with our actions. It will reflect with our behavior. So for example, PERDEV learners, kapag inisip mo na ikaw ay maganda, maganda ka nga. Tama? Pero kapag inisip mo na ikaw ay pangit, papangit ka nga. Kaya meron tayong isang nakakalungkot na kultura sa Pilipino na sa ating bansa. Narinig niyo na ba yung halimbawa na sinasabi nila na, nako, maaga din yung mag-aasawa, parang nanay nila. Di ba? Very toxic yung ganitong mindset. So just same with the topic that we will be discussing today. We will talk about the power of mindset, the power of our mental health, the power of our mental being. So with that, let's try to define what do we mean by mental health. So technically, it describes your mental state. It is the way your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors affect your life. It is a positive concept related to the social and emotional well-being of individuals and community. So mental health determines your mental states. And when we say mental health, hindi lang ito thoughts, but it is about your feelings and your behaviors na nakaka-apekto the way you live your life. If you have a positive or healthy mental health, you will have therefore a healthy thought. No, you will have therefore a beautiful feelings, and of course, your behavior will become positive as well. But then here it is, good mental health leads to positive self-image and in turn, satisfying relationships with friends and others. How you are feeling and how well you can cope with day-to-day life is about your health. So if you have good mental health, therefore you will have a positive self-image. You will have a positive self-concept. And in that way, you could establish relationship with other people. So what is the connection between having a mental health and having a good connection or good relationship with others? Kung anong nasa isip mo, and if you believe that you have that kind of self-esteem and self-confidence, therefore you will be able to open up yourself to others. And you will let others to enter into your life or into your world. And therefore, dyan magsisimula yung matututo ka makipag-connect sa ibang tao. But then, sa panahon ngayon, let us admit that there are so many young people just like you who are struggling, no? Who are struggling with their mental health. And sadly, the stigma remains around mental illness and seeking help. So, ano ba yung tinatawag natin na mental health or mental stigma? So let us define it. Mental health stigma refers to societal disapproval or when society places shame on people who live with mental illness or seek help for emotional distress such as anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, o PTSD. So ito yung stigma na nananatili hanggang ngayon that whenever someone is experiencing a struggle or experiencing a problem about his or her mental health, na baka nasisiraan na ito ng ulo, tama? Na baka itong tao na ito ay meron ng problema sa kanyang kaisipan. And for instance, people living with depression. Naka-encounter na ba kayo ng tao na nakakaranas ng depression, no? Those people who are living with depression are often stereotyped as lazy, tamad. While some people, those with anxiety, they label them as a coward or mga takot, no, o mga duwag rather. So many people are very much afraid to be labeled as crazy for simply seeking support from a therapist. But then, per the learners, none of these characterizations are valid. All of them are misinformed. They even cause pain and prevent people from getting the help they need. That is why I encourage you, my productive learners, to stop this stigma. No? Let's embrace people and let's always be kind to all of the people that we know or we encounter every day dahil hindi natin alam kung sila ba ay okay. Maaaring ang ilan sa kanila, they are struggling to live because they are experiencing such condition or such problem about their mental health. But then here it is. It is such a reminder to all of us that having a good mental health or being mentally healthy is more than just the absence of illness. Ang pagkakaroon ng mental pagiging mentally healthy ay hindi lang sa pamamagitan ng kawalan ng anumang illness about your mental health. Rather, it's a state of overall well-being. Hello. So it tells us that if you have a healthy mental health, therefore, it determines that you have this healthy overall well-being. Kaya palagahan ang ating mental health that as much as how we give importance sa ating physical health, ganun din tayo nagbibigay ng importansya sa ating mental health. For us to be able to what? Enjoy life. Right? Have the ability to cope with and bounce back from the stress and sadness. And of course, being able to set and fulfill goals and have the capability to build and maintain relationship with others. So these are just some of the things that we could enjoy if we took care or if we take care of our mental health and we keep it healthy at all times. But then this afternoon, let me help you to determine if how we could have a healthy mental health. But then, what causes you to lose your cool? Ano nga ba yung dahilan kung bakit tayo nagkaka-encounter ng mga stresses o nakaka-encounter tayo ng mga struggles or problems when we are when we are talking about mental health? Be flashing some things, okay? And tell me kung ano ba ang mga bagay na nakakapag-lose ng iyong cool. So, di ba kapag halimbawa sa eskwelahan, gusto nyo, nakikita kayo ng mga crush nyo na cool lang kayo, tama ba ako? Na kayo ay fresh na fresh lang. But then, hindi natin maiwasan that we are encountering such things that will cause us to lose our cool. So the question is, ito ba yung math class? Kung ano man sa mga ito ang inyong nakakapag-lose sa inyo ng cool, pwede bang i-type nyo ito sa comment box and let me read your answers. Okay, let's do this. So again, what are the things or what causes you to lose your cool? Is it your math class? Nako, matalaga, no? Or your English class? Or it could be your pimples? Or a friend betrays you? O dahil naman wala kang pera, hindi ka na, kasi wala kayong hindi kayo pumapasok physically, hindi ka na nabibigyan ng baon. Or is it about public? Naku, teka lang, hindi ako mukhang cool dito. Your homework, your test, o yung mga taong maiingay, o yung mga home restrictions na pinagbabawal ng nanay at ni tatay. So what are the things that causes you to lose your cool? Alright, so let me read your answers. Meron bang mga nagbigay ng kanilang answer? Oh, si Ma'am Marie Chris. Naku, kasama natin si Ma'am Marie Chris, ang ating Teacher of the Week, no? Speaking in public, nako, maraming makaka-relate dyan, Ma'am Marie Chris. Sino pa? Sige po, type lang kayo sa ating comment box. Pero isang pagbati mula kay Miss Girly Velasco. Good afternoon po, watching from Malayantok Elementary School. So, from Santo Domingo STO. Nako, meron pa daw isa, no money. Nako, para talaga naman atang kahit hindi mga estudyante nawawala, talagang umiinit yata or nalulus nila yung kanilang pool kapag wala silang pera, no? So what else? Madami pa, no? But then, let me give some steps to manage your mental well-being. Now, even though these are the things that cause you to lose your cool, there are some steps naman for us to manage our mental well-being. So, the first thing is that think about what is affecting your well-being. Common life events can affect your mental well-being. Yes, ang mga pangyayari sa ating buhay ay isang malaking dahilan para maapektuhan yung ating well-being. So number one, it could be a loss or bereavement. Namatayan tayo ng isang kapamilya or kaya namatayan tayo ng isang malapit sa ating buhay. What else? Kalungkutan. Ang labis na kalungkutan or loneliness could also affect our mental well-being. What else? Relationship problems, right? Naku, baka naman yung nag-away kayo ng boyfriend mo o nag-away kayo ng girlfriend mo. What else? That's true. Na madami sa ating mga estudyante, no, mga magulang na kasama namin ngayon, na talaga namang pumapasok sa eskwelahan na nadadala nila at nabibitbit nila ang kanilang mga problema sa bahay. And of course, letter E, it will also cause you or would also affect your mental well-being, yung inyong academic load. Tama ba ako? Naku, baka yung ilan sa inyo nagrereklamo, ang daming module na sasagutan, ang daming mga pinagagawa ni teacher, hindi ko na alam kung ano yung aking uunahin. Pangalawa, build positive relationships. So connecting with others can help us to feel a greater sense of belonging and can help to challenge feelings of loneliness. So how are we going to do this? Make time for the people you love. Spending quality time with the people you love is very much important. Join a group. Napakahalaga na meron tayong support system. They could be your friends, they could be your family members, alam mo, pagkakatiwalaan. Next, talk about what you feel. Your feelings should be told. Kailangan mong ma-express ang iyong nararamdaman. Pero of course, isang payo lang, hindi lahat ng tao dapat pagsasabihan natin. Make it sure that you will share your feelings or whatever you're feeling right now, no, sa taong mapagkakatiwalaan natin. Letter D, use peer support. Talaga, tama? Yung mga tropa mo, yung mga dapper cads mo, isang malaking tulong sila for you to have a healthy mental well-being. All right? And of course, letter D is volunteer. What do you mean by volunteer? Volunteer to help other people, no? Dahil sa pamamagitan ng pagtulong natin, nakakapag-build tayo ng relationship sa ibang tao na maaaring sa una, akala natin a small help will not do that much, pero sa buhay ng isang tao, it will really do. The third one is time for yourself, no? How are you going to do this? Try mindfulness, no? Yung meditate, no? Then you allot time for a quiet time, no? And letter B, learn something new. Nitong nitong pandemic, I'm pretty sure and I am hoping that you used the time, no, for you to discover your skills, for you to improve your talents, and for you to learn new things. Letter C, do something you enjoy. Do not deprive yourselves. Lalo na doon sa mga estudyante na talagang very pressured sa studies nila. Tama ba ako? Yung parang feeling nila, kailangan they are always on top. Do not deprive yourselves. Yes, that's good. That's good. But then, of course, you have to balance your life as well. Do something that you enjoy. You may play an ML, manood ka ng K-drama, or kaya naman, of course, tea. And lastly, try relaxation techniques. How do you relax? Baka naman mamaya nasobrahan ka na sa relax. Buong maghapon ka nang nakahilata, no? Kailangan meron tayong techniques sa pag-relax natin. The fourth one is that look after your mental health. Always assess your mental health. Always process everything that happens to you sa buong maghapon. And in that way, you could assess kung ano ba ang mga naging pamamaraan ng pag-respond mo sa mga situations na nakaharap mo. So how are we going to do that? Tell people what helps. If you have something na nararanasan o nag-struggle ka sa isang bagay, you can open up yourself with other people para malaman nila kung paano kanila matutulungan. Spot your early warning signs. Ano ba yon? Ano ba yung mga signs na we are actually struggling with we are actually struggling with our mental health? Maaring yung likod, hindi ka na mapagkatulog, or madalas tulala ka. So those are just early warning signs that there is something na nag-struggle ka about your mental health. Letter C, keep a mood diary. Ginagawa niyo ba yan? Nag-journal kayo ng lahat ng mga na-experience o nararamdaman nyo? And then at the same time, build your self-esteem. And that is very much important na mapalakas mo ang iyong sarili at na-empower mo ang iyong self-concept. The last one is look also after your physical health. How do you move? How do you eat? Do you use drugs and alcohol? How is your sleep? No? Mga ilan sa atin, di na nakakapag-exercise. So let us exercise daily, no? And then, nagkakaroon na tayo, nag-stress eating na tayo. O yung ibang sa inyo na bilang mga kabataan, gumagamit ng pinagbabawal na gamot or umiinom ng alak. Yung iba naman sa inyo, hindi nakatulog. So, look after your physical health. And the last one is ask for help. Think about treatment option. Huwag kang matakot. At huwag mo iisipin na sasabihin ng iba because at the end of the day, the most important thing is for you to open up yourself at mabuksan mo ang iyong sarili sa tamang tao na dapat makapakinig ng iyong mga nararanasan mentally. So, think about treatment option. B, don't pressure yourself to carry on as normal. Wag mong pilitin kung hindi mo kaya. You know what, Word of Learners, meron akong mga kakilala na nakakaranas sila ng mga mental health illness, no? Na they cannot normally move. They cannot even hold their cell phone to type a message. They cannot even go out of their room para makisalamuha sa iba tao. So don't pressure yourself to carry on as normal. Letter C, plan for a crisis. No, you have to make a plan. And then letter D, always stay safe. So with that, my Word of Learners, you've heard that some steps for you to be able to manage your mental health or your mental well-being. So I hope that you can still follow with our discussion. So for this moment, let me give you on how you could improve your mental well-being. So kanina pinag-usapan natin on how we could identify the things that will help us manage or protect our mental well-being. So now, what are the things that we can do for us to improve our mental well-being? So the first one is feel relatively confident in yourself and have positive self-esteem. Yes, that's true, no? For the Learners, self-love is very important. And when you learn to accept yourself for who you are, you can be able to stand confidently. Tama ba ako? Pero sabi nga ni Miss Pia Wirchback, confidently with a heart. But then you know what? When you learn to stand with positive self-esteem and with self-confidence, you will treat your flaws and your weaknesses positively as they are your driving force to become a better person. And on the other hand, you will be able to cultivate and nourish your strengths that would lead you to unleash your full potentials. So it's very important for us to empower our self-concept. Maging positibo ka at kailangan mong gawin ay tanggapin mo ang sarili mo sa kung sino ka at kung ano ka. The next one is feel and express a range of emotions. Your emotions are all valid. Yes, your emotions are all valid. But then you have to express what you're feeling. You may shout it out for you to feel better, or you may also open up to people. But then remember, your feelings should be told. No, you may be needing an outlet for you to express your emotions. That can be through a friend, a family member, or a mentor, someone who is willing to listen. No, just like a sponge na nag-a-absorb ng lahat ng mga bagay na sinasabi mo. Because commonly, sa lahat ng mga nagkakaroon ng struggles with their mental well-being, ay ang gusto lang nila ay marinig sila at mapakinggan sila. And at the same time, you may also look for your constant person, the one who is one call away. Tama? So what else? Build and maintain good relationship with others. And that is very important. Katulad ng sinabi ko na we have to have a support group. A support group that would listen to us, comfort us, at sa pamamagitan ng pag-build natin a relationship with other people. Therefore, they could help us to improve our mental well-being. The next one is feel engaged with the world around you. Yes, that's very true. So how can you engage with the world you belong with? No, be alive, feel alive, and engage in the world by means of planting trees. Tama ba ako? Mag-alaga ka ng iyong pet. No? What else? Breathe in and breathe out and appreciate the smiles on the faces of the children. Ako, parang atang si Miss Catrio na yun eh. And of course, converse with the elders. Tama. And then, of course, we also have to live and work productively. Na kahit na minsan, parang feeling natin, ang hirap kumalaw, ang hirap maging productive each day. Pero we could live and work productively sa ating sarili. Doon sa sarili nating kakayahan. Huwag nating pilitin, but then let's live and work productively. And of course, we can also cope with the stresses of daily life. We cannot really avoid stress in our lives, but then you know what? We could manage it. And then lastly, adapt to changes and manage the uncertainty. You know what? Cliche it may sound, but then change is the only permanent in this world. Tama ba ako? And on the other hand, no one knows what will happen tomorrow as it is full of certainties. But anong kailangan natin gawin? We have to become flexible and we have to accept the reality na may mga bagay talaga tayong hindi tiyak, no? But then, it's a reality that the only thing that is certain in this world is death. Kamatayan. But then, aside from that, marami pang mga bagay hindi tayo sigurado na mangyayari. But then, we have to prepare ourselves for us to be able to changes and manage those uncertainties. So with that, let me give you a simple assessment for this afternoon. But then, gusto ko munang batiin si Cheska Nool ng 11 Pearl, watching from San Ricardo National High School. Ganun din naman si Venjo Armecha. Hello sa lahat ng mga taga San Ricardo National High School. And of course, isa rin pagbate kay Sir Michael Tadike. Good afternoon po, Ma'am Aileen, watching from San Carlos Elementary School, Aliaga Annex, SD Nueva Ecija. Hello po, sir. So this time, I have here some questions and you will just simply answer each question. So let's begin with the first item. So which of the following statements is true? So the first one is, in small quantities, stress is good. Letter B, too much stress is harmful. Letter C, is bad, and letter D, only 1 and 2 are right. So what do you think is the answer for item number 1? So if you know the answer, you may type it on our comment box. All right, so if your answer is what? Letter D, only 1 and 2 are right. So yes, so in small quantities, stress is good dahil meron tayong tinatawag na eustress, which is a positive stress. But then too much stress is actually harmful. So for the second item, stress management is about learning on. So what do you think is the answer? how to avoid the pressures of life, how to develop skills that would help enhance our body's adjustments when we are subjected to the pressures of life. Both A and B are true or none of the above. What do you think is the answer? So sabi ni Lovely May Reyes, letter D. Sabi naman ni Glidel Alcantara, letter C. So the answer is letter B. So stress management is about learning on how to develop skills that would enhance our body's adjustments when we are subjected to the pressures of life. So it's about developing your skills and on how you would react, skillfully, on how you will manage stress, Then for the third item, which of the following statements is true about stress management? Letter A, stress management is learning about the connection between mind and body. Letter B, stress management helps us control our mental health in a positive sense. Letter C, stress management teaches us to avoid all kinds of stress. And letter D, only 1 and 2 are right. So what do you think is the answer? All right. So sabi ni Sir Raymond, letter B daw. Let's see if tama si Sir Raymond. So the answer is letter D. Ayan. So letter D is the answer. So both A and B are true about stress management. So next, number 4, which of the following are the basic sources of stress? So is it the environment, social stressors, physiological, thoughts, or letter E, all of the above? What do you think is the answer? If your answer is letter E, then you are correct. So thank you so much, Jamaica. You are correct. Miss Mary Chris, you are correct. All right, very good. So lahat ito ay nagiging sources ng ating stress. The environment, of course, the kind of environment we belong to, the social stressors, it could be the people around you, and of course, the physiological, your physical health could also be a kind of a stressor, and of course, the thoughts that you have in your mind. So all of these could be some of the basic sources of stress. And for the last item, last na ito for the learners, what are the behavioral reactions to anxiety? So paano ba nagre-reflect o ano nagiging reaction natin sa anxiety when we are talking about behavioral reactions? Is it letter A, letter B, letter C, or letter D? Avoiding situation where there are chances of experiencing anxiety, escaping situations when feelings of anxiety begin. Both 1 and 2 are true, or none of the above. So let's read some answers. Sabi ni Anika Joy Soro, it's C. Sabi ni Jamaica Bautista, it's C. Sabi ni Levin Yuda, it's C. And Lovely May Reyes, C. So the answer is, that's correct. Very good for the learners. Both 1 and 2 are true. So I am hoping that you answered all the questions correctly. Kung hindi man, bawi tayo sa sunod pang mga session dito lang sa ating personal development. And as we end our online tutorial session this afternoon, let me give you this hashtag, a shout out for today. Sabi ni Miss Delmy Lovato, kilala niyo ba siya? You don't have to struggle in silence. To all of the young people who are struggling with their mental health and you are encountering different mental issues or mental illnesses, you don't have to bear it all alone. May mga tao na pwede kang magsabihan at may mga tao na pwede kang malapitan upang matulungan ka for you to be able to face these mental issues that you are encountering or you are experiencing. You don't have to bear it all alone. But then of course, for the learners, above all, meron tayong isang matatakbuhan at malalapitan. Kilala niyo siya kung sino? Siya ay si Lord. Tama ba ako? Share with Him anything that runs in your mind, everything that is in your heart, dahil I'm pretty sure lahat ng mga bagay na ito ay pakikinggan niya dahil lahat ng mga bagay na ito ay alam na niya. So with that, maraming salamat for joining me this afternoon for our online tutorial. Do not forget to share with me your comments or suggestions, and you may contact Tutor A via Instagram, Facebook, and of course, Gmail. And by that, marami pong salamat. And for your comments, suggestions, you may email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph. And up next is Tutor Anna for Introduction to World Religions and Belief System. Once again, maraming salamat for the learners, and see you next week. Ikaw ang best tuwing Huwebes.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa mathematics. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!